Craig, 3-0 victory here at Carlton on Boxing Day. After the first 20 minutes, it seemed to be quite evenly contested, but your side just took the lead. When they took the lead, they just took the control of the game, didn't they?
Yeah, I think obviously the first goal was a vital goal. It unsettled them. Very hard conditions. Not easy to play football out there. Obviously the pitch ain't great, and the wind is a gale force wind from one end to the other. So it was quite pleasing. I've just said to the lads in there, I think that's our best performance this year. Not because it's great when you win, if you win 5-0 and you're playing football and various things, but if you understand football and you've got to come away to these certain places and graft and come up against conditions and come up against a side really with the tails up in the first, like I said, 30 minutes, it's not easy at all, and we had to adapt today. We had to play a slightly different way. They did it completely down to the game plan what we asked, and I thought that was our best performance for me.
Thinking about them two first goals that put us in the ascendant, just how good quality were those? Obviously the passing moves around them and then the finishes themselves.
Yeah, I think they're two good goals, but I think we've got to look to where it originally started from as well. Obviously a little bit more direct, playing in their half, and then it allows us in the final third to play. So, but we've got the quality of players in there to do that, and yeah, they were good goals.
One player that dictated the game the whole period. So one of Carlton's former players as well, Terry Hawkridge. Just how outstanding was he today?
He was unplayable, and unplayable on a pitch where it's so hard to control the ball even to do it. But he finds a way to make the game look so easy. I thought he was magnificent today. He was the best player on the pitch. Not just because of the short stuff he did, even the stuff of just turning, first time pass, putting Jane down the right hand side, putting him into good areas, everything's on the point. He was magnificent.
Thinking more about the two players that came back into the starting 11, obviously we haven't seen Jim start for a couple of games, and Jack Broadhead, how important was it to get him back into the fold, especially after the last week's sort of defensive mishaps that we had?
Well, I think it was vital to get Jack, back involved. He's been brilliant in a partnership with Ramsey this year. He really has, and it could have been at 11 o'clock this morning where he probably could have not been playing. Just simple reason he's been in bed for the last 3 or 4 days. With a really bad flu. So credit to him for coming out, manning up, really getting out there, putting his body on the line. And getting out on the pitch, and again I thought as the game went on he found his feet and got back into stride to what he's been doing this year. Big Jim he gave us everything what we asked him to do. Every time we have to play the two big lads up top, we have a certain way of playing, a certain way of combinations and patterns of play, and he does it to a T. And again I thought you were magnificent today.
And another got the 2 goals for Hughes here, as this is the last game of the year. He's had quite a successful 2022 and he's only been here for 6 months, hasn't he? Yeah,
it's not bad, is it? I don't know what I can keep saying after every game about him. Again, he ain't been well. Great human being. Come out today again, when he ain't feeling great and that, and turns on a performance and does what he does. The last goal probably sums him up really. When he's through on goal and he's there, he hustles and bustles, but once he's through, he puts it in the back of the net. And he's a constant threat. The size, the hold-up play, the full package that he brings to the table, it allows everyone else to make their lives easier. And again, I know another strong performance from him.
So today's victory equals a club record of 18 straight league wins. Firstly, what's your reaction to that and how proud do you feel?
Yeah, I feel very proud. We made it that to a point today in the original team talk that we want to break records, and one's yet to be broken. So we've equalled it now. On to the next game, and let's put his names in the history book at Worksop Town. I'm proud to be the manager here. I'm proud of what's going on here. So I'll be even prouder once his names. If we can get there officially and get the record on the sheet of paper.
And we're also now 14 points clear again. We're not even entered the second half. Well, we're in the second half of the season, but in terms of getting into 2023, 14 points clear after Stockton lost earlier. How important was it, obviously knowing the result going into the game, that the lads didn't let the the standards drop, because
Yeah.
they could have quite easily gone, well, we've got that insurance now, but they haven't.
I think the standards dropping with this bunch in here would never happen. Never happen. Too many leaders, much experience. That would never happen. I think that knowing Stockton had kicked off earlier were irrelevant really as well to us. I'll keep saying it again, all we've got to do is concentrate on ourselves, game by game. It's just 3 points regardless of what's going off around us, and we'll keep chipping away every single game. This game's done now, we draw a line underneath it. 24-hour rule. Tomorrow, full focus. The boys will be in training. We're going to work hard over Christmas. There's no letting up. There's no easing off. It's working time for us, and this is where we all earn our money. And again, we're on to Grantham now. Full focus on that. Preparing the boys, preparing how we're going to work them tactically, and get the best out of that game to get hopefully more points on the board.
Before we focus solely on Grantham, with it being the last game of the year, how would you assess 2022 for yourself and the club?
I think obviously starting winning the Sheffield Cup at Doncaster, I think that was really good. It's gone down in a lot of memories for me. Really proud moment, and I think that's allowed us really to put a baseline and a foundation in place to what we want to achieve, and that's success and winning things. So far this year in our performances this season, I've been really pleased with everyone. Really pleased how things are going. I feel we're in a good position, but that's all we are at the minute in time, and hopefully next year, we can be sat here with a success on underneath his belt again.
So then that game against Grantham, obviously when we played them back in November, it felt like the position in the league table were quite false with their performance. What are you expecting from them? I know I say it every week, but there was no easy games in this league whatsoever. It's going to be a tough game. It will be slightly different now to their side of things. One, because obviously the pitch, that's no disrespect to them, but obviously you're going from a surface where you can't really play to a 3G pitch. So again, we adapt. Like normal, we'll be taking the game to them and seeing how many goals we can score. Obviously they're in a little bit of a tough time at the minute, and I'm a little bit of a tough time, low on confidence, but sometimes that's worse. It's obviously playing against a wounded animal is not always the easiest thing to do. So we've got to be on the guard, like I say, on his guard. We'll be working hard over the next now 6-7 days, and make sure everyone's ready to take them on at home.